let me go on to our next slide. So why do organizations consider SIEM? For example, you can't have a bank, you can't set up a bank or a financial institution without having a sort of SIEM, within your IT infrastructure. Is something that is very crucial. And why is it crucial? One is that which you want to be able to answer critical questions around your cybersecurity posture. Which event should be gathered, because there are a lot of events. You want to be able to streamline to say, okay, which event should I prioritize in my environment? For example, how do we manage vast amounts of logs and information? Because these logs are generated every now and then. What do we do to manage these logs, and ensure that we make sense of the logs, to understand or to monitor what is happening with our logs? Because the first step towards understanding the posture, the security posture in your environment, is making sense of your log, prioritizing important log in your environment. That is, if you don't have visibility about your log, then there's a possibility that you are being compromised and you don't know it. And that's the reality on the ground. So many organizations today are compromised and they don't know it. Now, the third is what and how do we pass, normalize, and find a way to have time correction of our log, to correlate our logs. How should this event be stored is another question that also should be answered. How should we store events? Now, also identifying if events are stored. For example, how do we identify data breach internally or externally? And how do we mitigate, which is critical? And lastly, how do we meet compliance? These are critical questions that organizations need to ask themselves. And using Splunk, in a way, help to solve most of these issues, give an answer to more of these questions, right? Now, let's move on to the next slide.